Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to be in that range around 43 to 44k. So we're going to take a closer look at that in a minute. While Bitcoin is doing that, the whole market is pretty much moving sideways, a little bit further down. Terra Luna continues to go further down, as we said yesterday. Overall, yeah, pretty much the market is in the red today. There are always a few examples. Near Protocol, I made a video about that earlier today. Have been making videos about Near a while ago already, but generally, yeah, market coming down at the moment. And here on the Bitcoin chart, as we talked about it, we are still hovering just above this very important support at 42.7k. Why is that such an important support? Because here we are going to see the decision if that imminent move up scenario. A lot of people expect Bitcoin to go up and possibly even go to all-time highs from here. I don't have that view. I think it can go up. I think it can go into this region. Maximum, but that would be the absolute maximum in my opinion, would be the 65k level. I'm more, in this scenario, if it plays out and if Bitcoin finally can get another bullish push, I think it can get, as a minimum, it needs to get to 51k to fulfill that scenario. But I think 55 to 60 would be realistic. But again, that only happens if Bitcoin does a quick turnaround now, because it's now getting hammered down here. And it doesn't look good for Bitcoin at the moment. And it will only happen if we move above the 200-day moving average at around 48.2, 48.3k. Now, in this potential rescue scenario for Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not allowed to drop below 42.7k. Why is that so important? Because in this sort of rescue scenario, as per the Elliott Wave count, Bitcoin, let me just put the waves on here. So we can count this here, what Bitcoin did as a wave 1. Yeah, we made an A, B. We might now be in that wave C here in yellow or in orange. And oops, yeah, in this scenario, let me just take that out, do it again. In this scenario, we could have seen here a wave 1, 2 down, 3 up, 4 down currently, yeah, which is here around 42.7k, and then the last wave 5 would go up from here. However, that scenario gets invalidated. Oops, I don't know why that keyword inspector is coming up here, but yeah, maybe we just have to live with it. Oh, there you go, it's gone. So in this scenario, the wave 4 is not allowed at all to get into the price range of the wave 1, and that would start below 42.7k. So this is why this level is so important. What basically it means, if we drop below that level, that would basically invalidate that uptrending scenario, and it would make it much less likely that Bitcoin still continues to push higher from here. There's always another possibility how it could be made, how it could be made to work, but they get less likely then, right? So this would be the most obvious one. It's getting invalidated. On the other hand, and this would be the bearish scenario and the bearish wave count, that would be the alternative scenario here currently, where we already have moved all the way up here to 48.3k, found resistance at this high. This would have been a higher level wave 4, could not push through the 200-day moving average, and in this scenario we have started already the move down in a wave 1, a 2. Here this would be a wave 3, 4 and 5, and that could take us all the way down into my target area. Now this wave 3, as I said, if this is a wave 3, it needs to push lower. It also needs to start to move lower fast, because wave 3 is normally fairly impulsive. So this is where it's now getting decided here, really, what we're going to see about Bitcoin, not only from an Elliott Wave point of view, but just purely looking here at the pattern that we are doing. Again, mentioned it this morning, this could be a bearish flag. Let me just do that a little bit clearer here, where you're coming down in your, not like that, where you're coming down with your flagpole basically here down. We hit exactly that 42.7k that I talked about. We are now consolidating, and that is a clear consolidation what we are doing here at the moment, in my opinion. After a strong move down, we're just consolidating because we were oversold. And this is a so-called flag pattern where you would most likely or more likely than not break to the downside. Of course, we don't know until it happens. And for me, nothing is decided here until we really break below that 42.7k level. That is very, very important and very, very relevant. So a lot of up and down currently in the Bitcoin market. And I've mentioned it a few times now in previous videos. We just have to get used to the situation that Bitcoin behaves like other markets. It's not always going up. It is also in phases of extended corrections, and that will just increase the more money is flowing into Bitcoin, the more the more market cap it gets, and it adheres to all to the rules of classical and traditional financial markets, like the gold market, like stocks and shares. You know, they all behave in the same waves, not always in the same ways at the same time, but the same wave patterns you can see in all markets, and they all adhere to the same rules eventually. And in my opinion, again, the Elliott Wave method is a good orientation here to help us understand where prices can go in each scenario. Which scenario eventually will play out, that is what the market has to decide, but we can get an understanding of probabilities and where the price is going to head if certain support or resistance levels that are structurally very important for the wave count will be broken. And yeah, I'm currently seeing these two scenarios, with the currently still primary scenario, even though it's getting less likely, where we would move higher first here, at least to 51k, but more likely to at least 55k, and then come down in the yellow target area down here between 20 and 29k, or we come down straight away. And that area is so important because this is the area where 29k will start below that low of the June, that wave A, that was at 28.7k. We need to finish this correction off by making a lower low, and that is often what people don't understand, but this is how normally a correction works. The most likely way a correction completes is by making a lower low. Yeah, and only then, when the capitulation is in place and everybody's leaving the market, everybody's crying and shouting that Bitcoin is dead and crypto is dead, that is typically when the next run is starting. We've seen it numerous times, seen it when the pandemic started. We had a capitulation phase, a short one. Prices dropped, I think, 50-60%. And after that, we had a big run. You know, that is typically what happens when people are fearful. This will at some point be replaced by greed. Okay, these are the two main phases in financial markets, and fear and greed are always fighting between each other. All right, that is my view here about Bitcoin currently. Hopefully you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye bye.